Look, I already know this is not the movie for me, but I was saying before...
Come on, give it a go.
A friend of mine gave it a very good review on Facebook.
Oh, yeah?
She loved it. She thought it was really nostalgic and fun.
Okay. No, good on her. But... Look, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be old enough. I don't say this sentence very often, but grateful to be old enough that I was a kid in the 1980s. So I watched He-Man and the Masters of the Universe on Saturday morning cartoons. I had the figurines, and so I was right into it. You know, like I had the He-Man figures fighting the Transformers figures and the Star Wars figures, all in brawls with my little brother.
Yeah, and the $6 Million Woman.
Well, you know, sometimes we got our little sisters Ken and Barbie involved as well. Yeah. They were sort of, because they were a lot bigger than all the other figurines. They were sort of the king and queen in the castle.
Oh, right, okay.
And so anyway, that's enough about that. And so you might think that action figurines and Saturday morning cartoons from the 1980s are not the best thing to base a movie on, and you'd probably be right, because they tried to do it in 1987 with Dolph Lundgren as He-Man. Terrible. It was one of the worst movies of all time. And so now, many years later, after years of development that went nowhere, this film was in development hell, there's no doubt about that. They eventually came up with this formula. They got Travis Knight, who did the recent Bumblebee movie, the Transformers movie, best Transformers movie ever made, which is a very low bar to clear. And then they go, okay, we got the director, we got a script that we're pretty happy with. We just need someone to play He-Man, which is obviously the hardest thing about this project. And they came up with Nicholas Galitzine, who, you know, he's an English actor. He did romantic dramas. Like, he's a kind of, and he did like advertising campaigns for like Armani and Fendi and stuff like that. So he's a British fashion-y kind of guy, not the sort of person you would think could play He-Man,
not Chris Hemsworth,
the master of the universe, not a Chris Hemsworth kind of character. But he did play rugby in school, so he's a pretty fit dude. But he got jacked for this film to play Prince Adam, who, when he holds the sword of power aloft and says, "By the power of Grayskull, I am the power." Yeah, it's always a sword. And don't worry, there's lots of innuendo about the sword dangling between his legs in this film, which is honestly super weird. I don't know what they were thinking with some of that dialogue. Anyway, so the toughest thing was casting He-Man. Nicholas Galitzine, I'm pleased to say, is awesome. Okay. He's genuinely really, really good. It's just unfortunate that everything else about the film sucks, including your favourite, Idris Elba.
I'm just going to leave the studio for a moment. Idris Elba, who I know you love, Sir Idris. So he plays Man-at-Arms, which is, you know, sort of He-Man's right-hand guy from the cartoon. One of the worst helmets in the history of cinema. Well, that's not his fault.
Put on his head. That's not Idris's fault.
No.
It certainly doesn't. It's one of those helmets where you can tell they're trying not to look at pieces of it while they're acting, because it's just in their view. In the field of vision.
Can we not see his face?
Yeah, you can see his face.
Oh, okay,
you can see his face. But he's sort of playing this drunk who's on this redemption arc.
Oh, good Lord.
He just, look, this is not the movie to convince you that Idris Elba is a good actor. Let's put it that way.
No, you want to watch Luther and The Wire for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's also got Jared Leto as a sort of a CGI villain Skeletor.
That would be his kind of role.
Yeah, perfect for him. It's super weird. He's the one making all the sexual innuendo about the sword and He-Man's big thighs and glistening muscles. But yeah, so it's a rip-off of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a rip-off of Thor with Chris Hemsworth. There is nothing original about this movie. So I could give it Two. Like, Nicholas Galitzine's good. Look, he's got the looks. He's certainly got the muscles after this. Yep. I'd give him a go.
Okay, good. Just no Oscar nods.
No, not for this.